Good morning, friends. Hey, I want to take a quick minute to share a video that kind of recap last night's zone leader meeting because we had a couple big topics. And for those of you who were able to make it, thanks so much for making that a priority. And for everyone else, this video was meant to kind of capture the tone and the vibe and the vision, because oftentimes I think an email doesn't do it justice. So here goes. What last night's goal was to be able to clarify and make more clear the vision for what it means to be a zone leader for XXX Church and smallgroupsonline.com. And not so much a refresh, more of like, here's what the path is that we want our zone leaders to go. And we can clear away the rest of the parts that perhaps have been taking up your time or infringing on your ability to care for your leaders. So what it means to be a zone leader for XXX Church and Small Groups Online is pastoring your group leaders. That's it. That is your main ministry. And as far as we're concerned as a staff, we want you to lead and pastor and encourage and help grow those group leaders in your zone. That is your main ministry. Much like for the group leaders themselves, their ministry is the group members. They pour into them, they pray for them, they encourage them, they guide them, they listen, they pray with them. All those parts that help people grow on this journey. In the same way, we're focusing that for you as a zone leader on your group leaders. So if you hear anything from this, moving forward, your main ministry is with your group leaders. This is not like an add-on to what we're doing. This is not an extra bullet point on your list of zone leader responsibilities. This is number one. This is the title, the heading. It's bolded, it's italicized, and it's underlined, to use the Microsoft Word example. It is the thing. It is the ministry that we want you to spend your time in. And my goal last night in talking with the zone leaders was to help clear that up and point the ship, if you will, but also release you of any other responsibilities that perhaps are infringing on your time or might take away from your time to be able to do that. Help clear up what this vision is. Help you focus on this main part of your ministry, which is your group leaders. A good example we shared last night is many of you lead a group for XXX Church or for Small Groups Online, and that is wonderful. We so value and appreciate people like you who have lent their time and lent their expertise and their care for these folks. That being said, the role of the zone leader is to care for group leaders. So as a zone leader, the next best step is to think about a way that you could either raise up a new leader in your current group to take over for you in the near future, or maybe some of you have even talked about it's a good time for me to take a break from leading and just kind of focus on being a zone leader. That's wonderful. That would be a wonderful idea. In fact, that's what we're encouraging you as zone leaders to do. Focus on leading your group leaders. That is your ministry, and you can almost treat that as your small group. And I know there are a lot of carryover that would help two of them kind of blend how you care for your group leaders and how you've cared for your group members in the past. But that's one specific example that helps clarify. If I can release you from other responsibilities, one of them definitely is leading a group. We want you to focus on your group leaders and leave this group leading in that season behind and find another person who could come alongside and lead that group. Or again, like a few of you have mentioned, it's time for me to kind of tap out and take a break from leading. That is wonderful. One other thing last night, and I'll kind of wrap up on this, was I want to avoid giving a template on how to do this because we all pastor and lead and encourage and guide our leaders differently. So at the risk of saying, here's the way to do this, here's the way to pastor your zone really well, I do want to provide a couple thoughts that I think are three great questions that are helpful. But I also want to give you the freedom to say, I lead in this way. I lead through relationship. I lead through personal follow-up. I have ideas. I have help people look at the future and kind of hone in on the vision. I find practical ways to encourage them. All of you I have experienced and observed have those gifts, and I want you to be able to lead through your personal gifting. Whatever you feel like the way is that helps you lead, I want to give you that freedom to do that. That being said, three questions I think that are always going to be helpful when interacting with our group leaders. One, how are you? And in parentheses, how can I pray for you? Number two, how is your group? And in parentheses, how can I be praying for your group? And 3, what can I help you with? And that's an intentional order because I want us to continue to lead through relationship. If people feel cared for, they're going to want to ask for help, ask for encouragement, be open to feedback. And as Justin shared last night, one of his favorite quotes, one of my favorite quotes from John Maxwell, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And we've all heard it probably before in the past, and yet it's so true, especially in this unique part of our ministry where we are miles and miles across the country and even the continent from each other. We need to find a way to lead strong through personal contact. So in that order, how are you? How is your group? And what can I help you with? And intentionally, I think when we push those admin tasks to the bottom of the list, we're telling the group leader, I care about you, I care about your marriage, I care about your personal health, I care about your mental health, I care about your heart. How are you and how can I encourage you? And I've experienced when we lead with that, these admin details of scheduling sit-ins or doing a checkup on GroupMe or whatever that is are kind of an afterthought because the person knows that you care for them first. Your primary concern is not how many times they checked in on GroupMe or the fact that you're going to sit in on their group on a more regular basis. That will be looked upon as encouragement, as something helpful because they know that you care for them. So I want you to keep that in mind. Keep leading from relationship because you guys do that very well. And then lastly, I mentioned this to everyone. I want to give everyone the chance to kind of review this and think about it and obviously pray about it. Talk to your spouse about this. I know this might feel like a new direction that we're pursuing as Zone Leader, but as I said earlier, it's more of a clearer vision of where we're going. It's not a refresh. It's not a brand new start. It's not we're doing something new now. We've just had the time now to settle in, and with over 90 groups going, we need to clarify the vision for Zone Leaders, and that is pouring into your group leaders as your main ministry. So please take some time to think about this, read the email that I'll send, pray about it, talk to your spouse, and if you need to take a break from being a Zone Leader, wonderful. There's, as I said last night, I'm not pretending to have all of you under contract for the next 10 years. I know that you are all spouses and you are friends and you are coworkers, you are parents in your life as well. So this is another opportunity that you can take a chance to think, does this fit into my life? Is this where God's calling me right now? And is this where He's bringing me joy to help others? And if it is, great. You are all here because of that, and I'd love to have you part of the team. And if it isn't, great. Let's find a way that you can continue to pour into this ministry and be a great leader. So that being said, thanks for watching. I'll send an email as well. Hit me back with other questions. Thanks, guys.